27 points with 10 rebounds off the bench and a 120-108 win. The Spurs taking a 2-1 series lead over the Blazers. Different. Last game.
Obviously his minutes, but I think the biggest difference was that small lineup that they were able to go to, which they had a small sample size the first game, but it was in a negative. Shout out to coach for going back to it, having confidence in those young guys. Carter Bryant didn't score much. Keldon Johnson didn't score much, but their impact was felt. Carter Bryant was all over the boards. He had blocks. He had assists, all the intangible things that you need to win basketball games.
Yeah, I thought their physicality in that stretch where they closed the gap and then they extended their lead was special. They turned it up a notch. They rebounded the ball really, really well. And Dylan Harper was fantastic. I mean, that was a tremendous performance from a rookie off the bench, fearless, hitting some insane shots. You don't see that often, but he's done this all year at times. I mean, he's just so poised, so under control. That was a lot of fun to watch.
Steve Nash, Dylan Harper's your guy.
Dylan Harper's incredible, man. I think this is a perennial all-star. You know, he's in a loaded backcourt, so he's kind of accepted a role this year. But we saw tonight how special this guy is. Both sides of the ball. You know, he's an incredible defender. He fights. He uses his size, his frame. He makes plays for others. He's unselfish. But his force, his aggressiveness. And the one question people had about him, especially, you know, as this year transpired and we could see the natural gifts and what we thought he was going to be was, can he shoot the ball? Like, the technique was always there. So it's starting to see now, like, this guy's going to be a shooter, too. So really excited to see him emerge tonight.
Yeah, on the Portland side, a little disappointed that you cannot hold this lead. You know, after halftime, Wemby's not playing. Everything is going your direction. The pressure's on you without Wemby to win this game, go up 2-1, and just a disappointed second half. Only scored 43 points. Didn't really get anything going. Denny never got going even there in the second half, even though he had an impact, but they're closing him off pretty good. They're walling him off in transition. They're trying their best to keep him out of the lane. He always two around him when he gets to the basket, so it's not a lot of free lanes for him. Drew was fantastic, but just when they don't have Spurs don't have Wemby, there's no way they should lose the second chance points 22-12 to the Spurs. So disappointing effort, I thought, there in the second half of the Blazers, but love the Spurs, love the three guards, you know, even Fox or obviously Castle took over there in the fourth when Harper got it going early, and then Fox kind of put it away with some stuff, and so did Castle. So fantastic, the trio of guards.
Now, Dirk, to your point, the Spurs outscored the Blazers 53-26 after they went down by 15 in the third, held the Blazers to just 1 for 9 from 3 in that span. UD, what was working defensively for them, or what stopped working for Portland?
Well, it was the complete opposite. In the first game, I felt like the physicality of Portland was able to wear on San Antonio, so down the stretch, San Antonio wasn't shooting the ball well, wasn't making good decisions. I think in this second half here, I think Portland kind of got into a basketball game. You're not going to beat San Antonio in basketball. You have to make this ugly. You have to make this physical. You have to turn it into somewhat of a street fight, not really, but those kind of games. And like Dirk said, you can't get beat in second chance points. That's your wheelhouse. That's what you do better. So you can't allow San Antonio to come in and do what you do better than you, especially in a playoff game. So things like that you have to adjust. That has to be your wheelhouse.
Now, we've already said it, but we know who was incredible was Dylan Harper. It is time for our premium player presented by Patron. We welcome back in Dylan Harper.
What's up, guys?
Congrats.
What's up, Dylan?
Congrats,
Great game.
Appreciate it.
Great game.
Now,
Yes, sir.
Dylan, you had 27 points tonight, 22 in the second half. I just got to ask, it seemed like that back and forth with Scoot Henderson got you a little fired up. What did that spark in your performance?
I mean, just wanted to keep on fighting. I think that, you know, we kind of had no energy in the third quarter, so I wanted to come in and just make a spark anywhere I can. And, you know, anytime you're in a competitive talk, I think everyone's game just rises.
Dylan, unbelievable game, man. That was a joy to watch, a gutsy performance from a rookie, let alone anybody out there. Talk to me about your mindset. You know, coming into the second half, just being that spark, and like we said, just being steady, not getting outside of yourself.
Just being decisive. I think going into the game, my biggest goal was just don't have no second thoughts in whatever you do. If you're gonna do it, be aggressive. So I mean, just the second half was just kind of blouse into that, and my teammates and coaches did a great job of just putting me in the right directions.
Congrats, Dylan. Great game. No Wemby tonight,
Yes, sir.
obviously. What did you guys get from Luke Cornett tonight?
Oh, my God. That's like the unsung hero on the team. I think just the energy he brings and, just all the little hustle plays that, doesn't show up on the box score. I think he does a great job of that. And with such a big piece out like Vic, he just comes in and just plays his part to the best of his ability. So just having him today and just what he did was big time for us.
Hey, Dylan, man, great game. You did here.
Yes, sir.
Carter Bryant, obviously Keldon Johnson and yourself. Just talk to me about the impact that you guys had. Obviously, you scored the ball a lot, but those guys' energy, their effort, that definitely changed the game in the third quarter.
I mean, starting off with Carter, I think that even for me, I've been waiting for this game for him, for it to come out in the playoffs. And the biggest stage of basketball is huge. He's putting in the work every day. He the first one in the gym, last one out. I praise him a lot when it comes to that. So when he got in the game and he hit that little step back three, I told him, I said, man, get back in your bag. And Keldon, I mean, he brings it every day. No matter where we're at, what game it is, he always going to be himself. So, I mean, he did a great job. I mean, Carter, they both brought this massive energy for us.
Dylan, great game. Super fun to watch. I want to hear a little bit about Coach Johnson. You accepted a role this year. You came off the bench. You've bided your time. Here you are. This is not a performance anyone was super surprised by. We know you're capable of this, but how has he coached you, managed you, pushed you to be able to come out and accept a role, but also have an explosive outing like you did tonight?
Man, he coaches me hard. I mean, I think that's a coach I want to have. He get on me every day, no matter if it's walkthrough, if we in film, if we walking through plays in the game, he gonna always get on me no matter what. So I mean, having just him behind my back, in the hard times, me and him go figure it out, and he's always gonna keep me accountable no matter what. So me just playing a lesser role, I just want to win. Obviously, I didn't make the tournament last year, so I want to do something big in the league.
Dylan, I just got to say, man, the poise you showed. I mean, I know that we talked a little bit about that back and forth with Scoop, but just the poise to not take that bait and just to come back down and let your game do the talking is wise beyond your years. So that was awesome for us to see. We were on the edge of our seat over here, waiting to see what was going to happen, but the fact that you just kept your cool and just kept playing was awesome. So just got to commend you on that, man.
Yeah, yes.
Thank you.
Dylan, now, of course, we know what Denny Advia is capable of in this series. We have seen Drew Holiday go off. We've seen Scoot Henderson go off. Without giving away any state secrets, what have you learned about this Blazers team so far and how you all need to adjust moving forward?
I mean, they play hard. I mean, no matter if a shot going up, they crash, and if they hitting you, running down the court, they're just going to be aggressive, and they're going to try to be the attackers. So just as a group, the biggest thing is physicality and just trying to match it and just being the first ones to hit every time.
I just want to close out again highlighting your incredible performance. You're the second youngest player to score 20-plus points off the bench in a playoff game in the last 40 years. The youngest player to do it? Wow. Kobe Bryant. So you are in incredible company. Give it up for Dylan Harper.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
Congratulations on a great win, and good luck rest of this series.
Enjoy it.
That's
Good luck,
great.
man.
Good
luck, bro.
Appreciate it, guys.
Kevin wasn't on the bench. Why?
Getting treatment.
Coach, just kind of what was your general messaging to the guys after this loss, now down 0-3 in the locker room?
Grow up, and you're not that young anymore. You've been to the playoffs once, and we watched every situation just now.
The amount of confidence that a young kid in our league can get from a postseason game, it's like a regular season game you would never get nervous from a regular season moment ever again when you play meaningful postseason games.
You had that alley-oop, the first ever father-son playoff alley-oop. What was that moment like for you?
He was calling for it. I've seen his steps for so long. He was gathering, and I was like, just go get it. So, I'm glad he was able to go up, reverse it. He also made it three when they tried to disrespect him and go under on the pick and roll. He gave us great minutes. Everybody that played gave us great minutes, but that was a special moment, obviously.
I mean, really a lot of great sound there and a bit of a juxtaposition. Obviously, you hear J.J. Redick saying that the Lakers showed a lot of poise. It was how they were able to win this one. Rockets didn't show much poise, and it's how they ended up losing this one. But on the Lakers side of things, what did you learn from them in a game like this?
Oh, they showed great poise, great fight. Bronny James had more points than the entire Rockets bench. That is a terrible sign. I mean, great game for Bronny. He came in and did exactly what he's supposed to do. But I mean, to have to go win a game like this, you got to have more production if you're Houston. And then, you know, you want to try to put a positive spin on it and call it valuable learning lessons from this game. Multiple times, Houston just shot themselves in the foot by either not making a pass that was wide open or trying to make a pass that wasn't open. And in the games, you're up 6. Like, you are in control. You have to dictate what happens in this game, and unfortunately they didn't. But again, got to give credit to the Lakers. They kept fighting. What JJ said in the locker room, you know, rings true. They just kept going and didn't stop. And good things happen when you play like that.
The Lakers actually had a bad second half, only scored 38 points. I think the offense dried up. They couldn't shoot the ball anymore. They were on fire till half. And then I think everything was a little bit too easy for them. And then second half, they couldn't get much going on the offensive end. Şengün got going there in the second half for Rockets. And the Rockets fought, and they finally showed the togetherness we all wanted to see there in the second half. And honestly, they should have pulled that game out. There's just no way you're losing that after Şengün gets a steal, gets the dunk on the break. You're up 6 with just 30 seconds to go. That game is a wrap. So I felt a little bad, but it's kind of been their Achilles heel all year long. You know, losing big games down the stretch, losing big turns, missing obviously a big-time point guard today, missing Durant. So it's just a little bit their story of their season.
Well, let's revisit that. And UD, Steve, tell us just what happened there in those 30 seconds left in regulation. That was really the beginning of the breakdown.
Go ahead,
Composure.
Go ahead, point guard.
Yeah.
No, they don't have a point guard, really. I mean, Reed's developing. He seems more of a perimeter player than like a true PG right now. They just made poor decisions. Whose ball is it? You know, the first one we see, they throw it into a crowd for no reason. Jabari Smith, you know, he's got the whole open side to the right. He throws it to a crowd. It's stolen.
I don't think he had to pass that ball.
He didn't. He could have just dribbled all the open space and dribbled out the clock, literally kick it out of bounds, let him take it out and set our defense. Then Reed tries to dribble and weave his way between two guys. LeBron says, "Thank you very much. I'll tap that from behind." You know, so here you can see, obviously, there's all this space in the middle of the floor to just get the ball over. And we rush a pass. It's just composure. You know, you learn a lot more from losing, but this is like excessive. You know, like Ime said, you'd like your team to be able to handle some of these moments and composure better. But look, this has been common for them this year in tight games. Not kicking it away like they did tonight, but they've had a hard time closing and winning close games.
But UD, how good are you feeling if you are the Lakers? You were able to get these wins without Luka, without Austin Reeves, and everybody just coming together.
I mean, you're feeling extremely good, but I'm encouraged that Houston showed some spunk for a change. They showed some fight. They showed some togetherness. They showed some grit, so that's very encouraging. But I'm going to be honest, man, just watching this game and them going down 3-0 to the Lakers, it's like bad teams just find a way to lose. And it's, at this point in the season, you don't want to call the Rockets a bad team in the playoffs, but the way that game looked at the end, it just looked like a bad team right there. So hopefully they can make the adjustments. Hopefully you take it one game at a time. You're not going to get all 3 games back. So you play one game at a time, you try to win one game, and you go from there. But if you're the Lakers, you have to go with you have to come with the finishing move. Whatever your finishing move, off the top rope, or the DDT, whatever you. I know I like wrestling. I'm sorry, Steve. You don't need whatever your finishing move is, you got to finish him when you get the chance, man. Don't give them another chance. Get some rest. You got old guys. You got guys that need treatment. You got all this going on. So finish them when you can.
Well, I will close us out with this. In the last 29 years, NBA teams were 1,713-1. When leading by 6 or more in the last 30 seconds of regulation. Ooh. They're now 1,713-2. So
that sums it up.
Yeah, close your ears, Rockets.
Well, you know
all right, we have much more. So, yeah, BG.
Sometimes you got to read a promo, guys.
I'm hyped to watch a little NASCAR. Let's get to a highlight. Feel free to take the reins on this one as well, Blake. Sixers legend Allen Iverson. Jason Tatum and the Celtics looking for a win in Philly. Late first here, Jaylen Brown.
That's what he do.
He's done that all year.
Yeah, he was great in this game, Steve.
This is a great game. Back and
forth. Give me that.
Ono blocked some shots, huh?
Yes, he did.
And he always leads the team with fast breaks on it.
Ooh, Edgecombe really got
Let me get that.
Oh, wow.
Let me get that.
Time winding down in the first half. Derek White getting inside.
Why not?
That was pure. Celtics led by 7 after the first half. Final period here. We got Maxey off the high screen, drains the huge three. Sixers take the lead. AI's fired up. Under 90 seconds to play here. Celtics by 2. Pritchard in the corner.
Stone Cold
Pritchard.
Yeah.
Part of a line.
I gotta ask him what he said after that.
Lip readers, come on out.
Tough shot.
This was a huge shot as well. He'd made one on the left side, now the right.
Him up.
Made for the moment there. Finished with 25.7 assists.
Welcome back.
And the Celtics hold off the Sixers in Philly and take a 2-1 series lead. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum both scored 25. And Joe Mazzulla talked about the impact of his 2 stars after the win.
I think the experience just kind of shows up in, they're poised on a day-to-day basis. Not getting too high, not getting too low, having a clear understanding of what's at stake and kind of what's needed on a consistent basis. And I thought you saw that tonight. I mean, I think in that fourth quarter, JB gets the steal at half court, lays it in. He went on a run for us, got us some points in transition. And then you saw, JT down the stretch make some shots. And so you kind of saw the in-game experience, but really the mindset that they bring to just day-to-day, So tomorrow's an important day. We got to get better.
This was like a game 7 for us. Even though it's a long series, we definitely wanted to come back and respond after dropping one on our home floor. Can't lose 2 games in a row in the playoffs. That's tough. So this was a big win for us.
Just how are you constantly able to keep that composure late?
I've been here before. Just a mindset to do whatever it takes to win. When you're trying to win a championship, when you're trying to compete, you're trying to make a run, it can look different every single night. Just get the game what it needs. As long as you win, that's all that matters.
All right, a look at the updated playoff bracket here. After their loss at home in Game 2, the Celtics bouncing back on the road tonight to take a 2-1 series lead over the Sixers. It is time for Dog from the Crates.
Right. What do we got today?
On this day in 2002.
Oh, hey.
Over the shoulder.
Hey. Not hurt. Oh,
Steve with the circus shot in the playoffs.
That was today?
Yeah,
When?
that definitely hurt.
Three or 4 years?
That's only 24 years ago.
3 or 4. Blake.
What?
Why embellish?
AJ was -5.
Yeah, you were younger than AJ Dumont, so times have changed.
I have kids older than AJ.
All right, you know what? Speaking of, coming up next, we have a very, very special guest joining us here at Stage 11, AJ Dumont, live in studio, and NBA Nightcap continues.
Walk back.
Let me make room for this young man.
What's up, AJ?